Is it the Grail you search or the glory of the Unobtainium? I'm Dave, and you're watching Barber Dave's Shaves and Such. Hey everybody, welcome to Monday, and what are we going to do today? We're going to do a straight shave, and I did a little play on Raiders of the Lost Ark, if you know, you know. Talking about Unobtainium and the Grail. Basically, living in the southwestern part of the United States, we don't get super cold. So some of the fragrances that some of you northern and eastern folks get to use, we don't use too often because in the heat they can get kind of cloying, in my opinion. However, for today, we're going to be using something, and I'm not sure if this company's still in business, to be quite frank with you. C. Vargo at the Shaving Cadre. Oh, before we get started, speaking of, come and see us, www.theshavingcadre.com. We'd certainly appreciate coming and visit us. We feel that we are the best shaving and gentlemanly forum on the interwebs. And then also, big show tomorrow night, right up here, Drinks and Daves. Topics? We don't need those stinking topics. Okay, another movie reference from Blazing Saddles and some other old westerns. On the show tomorrow at 6 p.m., Halloween night, we're just going to talk about stuff. So come and join us 6 p.m. on the Drinks and Dave channel. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and whenever we have live shows, we'll come up. So anyhow, back to what we were talking about. As I said, I'm not sure if this company's still in business. They may be. C. Vargo over on the Shaving Cadre would know. But today, because this soap is made in Utah, and it's actually Beehive. And I have two soaps. I have the Crisp Alpine Stream, and then I have Sandalwood. Sandalwood, for me, is a hit or a miss. I love it, but it has to be the right temperature and everything else for me not to feel like it's cloying. So we're going to be shaving with that today. And we're bowl lathering. That's something I hardly ever do. For the Grail part of things, this is my Grail razor. This is a Dorco 1151/5/8. I searched long and hard to get one of these, and I'm very happy that I finally have one. We've got some other accoutrements, and the big Unobtainium Grail, which I use maybe once a year because I hardly have any left, we'll get to at the end of the shave. So I hope everybody's doing well for a Monday. This is known as my Saturday number 2, or Barber Errand Day, where I go and do all my banking and all that kind of stuff. The brush we're using today, I'll show you at the end because it's kind of in lather. But I bowl lathered in my Captain's Choice lather bowl. Like I said, I very rarely bowl lather, so we'll see how this comes out. Problem is, I have a tendency to make it too thin when I put it in a bowl. And I think I may have done that again today. We'll see. I think for me, I get better control over the water ratio when I face lather. Meaning I load the soap kind of pasty and then just start applying it and then add water little by little. Where in a bowl, I'm just looking for that sheen. I guess it's not too bad. And I do that every so often just to keep in practice. Yeah, it's not too bad today. A little thin, but that's okay because I'm going to be using a straight razor, so that's not too bad. Well, we're sitting at 11:45, I believe, as far as subscriptions, so 60 more and another big giveaway. More than likely, it'll probably be some stuff from the shop and maybe even a watch, so tell all your friends. This razor is a 5/8 full hollow. And it is honed on a cauticule using the Dilicot method, or diluting the coating down to water, and then finished doing the what I call the Archicot. So I'll put some honing solution on it and then dilute it. Down to water until the blade sticks. And then I'll strop it probably 100 times on both linen and leather, and then my daily stropping. I have not rehomed this since I got this razor some years ago, and it's just maintaining a beautiful edge. I just strop it, like today I stropped it 30 on linen, 60 on leather, and it's just wonderful. This is also the first cauticule edge that I've shaved with since I got the 7-day set from Matt, and he's got a JNAT edge on those. And although it's super keen, I noticed right out of the gate that the comfort level on the cauticule is a little bit more for my face. Some people think a cauticule edge is not sharp enough. For me, it works out good because I don't have a heavy beard. But the sharpness is nice. Probably not quite as sharp as a JNAT edge, but I don't get quite the harshness. Now, I should say that on the, I think it was Saturday, I shaved with the Saturday of the 7-day set, and it was very, very smooth. So, like I said, not quite as smooth as an art cauticule edge, but still very, very nice. It reminds me a little bit of a mixture between, the JNATs remind you of a mixture between a cauticule edge and a Shapton. Synthetic stone, but very, very nice. Plus, with that JNAT edge, I'm still getting used to the weight of the razor. So I would say since the Saturday razor was smoother, I don't think, because they were all honed the same by Matt, I think they're all probably the same. I'm just getting used to the weight because it is a much lighter weight 5/8 razor than I'm used to. So I'm probably putting too much pressure. Hence the reason why I think it seems to be a little bit more keen. So we'll see over time. Not to mention those edges were fresh, and they'll kind of get into their groove. But overall, I love the set. I notice on the soap, it's not, and this may be because I overwatered it and we've got hard water, but I notice it's not as slick as I'd like. That's one of the main reasons why I face lather. I've never gotten used to dialing in a bowl. Because getting the water to air ratio is a little different, and so it's hard to say. So far, this shave is going wonderfully, though. The one thing about bowl lathering is I've got tons of lather, so maybe I'm just not putting on enough, because it's not like I don't have enough. I just think I overhydrated it, and it's been a while. Like I said, I don't use this soap but maybe once a year. And it's really the only sandalwood soap I think I have left. I used to have, of course, the Art of Shaving, and then I had a couple other sandalwood soaps, but I just didn't get a chance to use them very much, and they would be cloying in the summer months, so I kind of got rid of them. Although I love sandalwood, because there's a story about the other stuff that I'm going to be using later that I'll show you that dates back to the 80s. That we'll get into in just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit thin, but not bad. Some of you will notice that I take the razor off camera. And what I'm doing is I don't rinse the razor off. I actually wipe it on a sponge. I just feel that cleans the edge a little bit better. Then I will put it under water to keep the blade wet. That was almost disastrous. I stalled the blade. But remember, if you stall the blade, back off and take another pass. Whatever you do, do not try to push through the stall, or I guarantee you, you will have a Halloween mask before Halloween. Okay, let's see how we did overall. I missed the spot. But DSBBS on the cheeks, my normal little cleanup that I'll do on my chin area and my neck. And then I think we'll be good to go. And I've mentioned this before. The reason why I keep the blade wet is very similar to the way a sushi chef will wet the blade and let the water trickle down the blade before he cuts into the sushi roll, as it makes it slide through the rice easier. And if you'll notice, I did not rinse the blade in my cleanup pass because, like I said, I overhydrated it, so it's not quite as slick. So by keeping extra soap on it, it just avoids any issues that could happen. Especially when I'm flat blading. All right. So again, the razor today, my Grail, the Dorco 1151 5/8. Let's go ahead and see what the alum says. Most definitely a dolphin smooth shave. No alum burn at all. Nothing. That's one thing I do love about a Cotticule Edge. And for our brush today, now that you can see it, this was a limited edition done by Seppan Giovaracino for the shaving cadre. It even has our old logo on it. This is made out of olive wood, and it's got a high mountain Manchurian white. So it's very similar to the SV brushes, just we had that ring custom made by SV. And of course, we bowl lathered today with our Captain's Choice lather bowl. And we're going to be using Thayer's lemon for our witch hazel today. We'll let that dry down. I did not have a sandalwood aftershave, so I wanted something that would kind of go, because we were in the low 40s and 50s last night, so it was really nice out on the patio this morning with my coffee before I shaved. And so I wanted something that would, because we're supposed to be in, I think, the low 70s today, so it's going to be nice and cool for us. And I know for some of you that's hot. So I wanted to do something that not necessarily was too boozy, but had a nice wood component to it. So for my aftershave, I'm going to use Club and Reserve Whiskey Woods. And I think that'll, and I've never used this combination before, but I think that'll give actually, I'm using an absolute, well, not an absolute, an extract today. Yeah, I think that'll work nice, because I don't get to use the Whiskey Woods that often because, again, it's too warm. Okay, the story behind what I'm using for my extract. This was purchased for me. I've had 3 bottles of this throughout time. My mom used to get me this in the late 70s and the early 80s. And then my wife purchased this last bottle, I think, in 1984, from a company called Crabtree and Evelyn. Crabtree and Evelyn still make stuff, but their soaps now are junk, and except for maybe the creams. However, they used to have stores in the malls, and these stores were wonderful. They had wonderful, wonderful English soaps, wonderful shaving equipment, and then they went, and now it's all online. But one of the things that was my favorite was the extract of Missouri sandalwood. This is no longer made, and it's pretty much Unobtainium. This bottle was $34.95 in 1980 something or other. I've seen these go as high as $500 for full bottles, so it's crazy. That's all I have left. So as you can see, I don't use this very often, and I try to, you know, I don't use it sparingly, but at the same time, once it's gone, it's gone. And I got to tell you, of all the sandalwoods, to me, the Crabtree and Evelyn is by far the best. And I don't think anybody has come up with a sandalwood extract as nice as this. I know a lot of people have tried, and there's a lot of them out there, but nothing is as nice as this. And I forgot to do the talc, so I'm going to have to cheat a little bit and put a little bit more on. Now we're just using Club and talc. It's the most neutral. It's what I use in the shop. And I've been experimenting with Yardley and some of the other ones. And what I found is that the Club and just works the best. It's the softest on the skin. Leaves your face feeling wonderful. So I'm going to use this again because I can. There we go. Okay, folks, that's it for the shave. I hope you enjoyed our search of the Grail and Unobtainium today. Tomorrow we'll be back for our annual Halloween shave. Pretty much the same stuff we use every Halloween. but it's a lot of fun, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down there, and we hope to see you again tomorrow. I'm Dave, and this has been Barber Dave's Shaves and Such, and Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. Hope everybody has an absolutely wonderful Monday. Take care.